Alright, so before we get into the video, I just want to put a little disclaimer. I'm about 100% certain that a majority of what I'm going to complain about today has been patched. There was a huge title update that got sent in. It's probably going to fix a majority of what I'm complaining about, but either way, roll the intro.
Here we go.
Alright, so I mentioned it in my previous video, but one thing I like to do in Call of Duty is I like to level up my guns in order. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the layout of the guns inside Call of Duty, but the first gun that you use is the Kilo 141, which is an automatic 5.56 rifle. Pretty similar to the M4, not exactly the same, but regardless, it's same class of weapon. Now, I've leveled that up to level 69, 70, something around there. So now that I've finished leveling up, I moved on to the FAL. And once you use a gun that is off meta, you really start to realize how bad the meta is in this game. Trying to use an FAL is akin to running around with a gun that only fires toilet paper rolls while everybody else is running around with flamethrowers. The meta is so strong and so focused on the specific weapons that you need to use, if you go off meta at all, you just get absolutely dump trucked. You get destroyed. Like, for example, yesterday, I was playing, I'm trying to level up my FAL because I've used it against bots, just messing around, and it wrecks shit, basically, with the burst fire on it. But regardless, I'm trying to use it against real people, and I am getting absolutely dumpstered. I'm getting shot left and right, people are peeking corners and pre-firing like crazy. It's just completely unusable. So I'm thinking, okay, in core, whatever, it's kind of shit, but we'll try something else. So I take it into hardcore. The meta is still consistent in hardcore. Yeah, of course, the FAL is a one-hit kill at most distances, but the M4, the Kilo 141, the M13, the automatic rifles completely outclass the FAL. It even goes so far as to outclass some of the SMGs. And I know that there's an update that came out today that is addressing most of these issues, but I really just got it to get it out because, you know, I don't know if I'm just a terrible player, but I know I'm not. I know I'm good at Call of Duty, and that's what frustrates me, is I don't want to conform to the meta. And I know that sounds like, oh, I'm a hipster, I don't want to conform to the meta, I don't want everybody to whatever. I don't want to have to use what the game wants me to use to succeed. Don't put all these other guns in the game. Don't put this wonderful create-a-class system, this wonderful weapon customization system, when the only thing you're going to use is the first two guns. It sucks. It's a pain in the ass. I want to explore the other weapons. I want to work on them. I want to level them up, and I can't. I'm punished for doing so. And I know it's not my fault, because as soon as I switch to my ground war class, which is specifically a Kilo 141 and a 725, all of a sudden I start wrecking kids. That tells me that the meta is so strong that you can't go off of it without getting absolutely dumpstered. And that's not fair to the game. I want to have fun, I want to feel like everything is viable, and I sincerely, sincerely, sincerely hope that the update that's coming today addresses those issues. I've been following it pretty closely. Joe Seacott on Twitter has said that there's an update coming for the FAL, which is wonderful. God, it needs it so badly. And Ashton Vulcan has said that they've specifically focused on the M4, specifically focused on the 725, which is great. That's exactly what we need. And to be honest, it's very positive. It's very reinforcing that it's an issue and it's shown and that everybody knows that it exists, because that tells me that the developer's listening, tells me that Infinity Ward's listening. So I don't want this video to be taken as me saying that I hate Call of Duty, because I don't. I said it in my first video, 100% a Call of Duty fanboy. Hardcore. I love Modern Warfare. I think it's a fantastic game, and I said it again in my second video. There's problems, and if they get fixed, this has a potential to be a fantastic video game. But I am just tired of getting my shit slapped. It's ridiculous. I don't want to have to use an M4 or a Kilo to stay competitive. And God forbid you get on Euphrates or Piccadilly. If you spawn camp on Piccadilly, your mom's a hoe. That's just dead ass how it is, okay? Piccadilly is such a terribly designed map, and it completely caters towards whoever can get that spawn trap down on the other end of the scaffolding. It's insane. But regardless, like I said, updates are coming. New maps are coming. I'm excited. But man, I just had to get that off my chest, man. I just don't get it. I don't understand why you would knowingly ship a game with such ridiculous meta. And I get it, they tried to follow that formula of Modern Warfare 2 where it's, you know, everything's overpowered, so nothing's overpowered. But make everything overpowered then, if that's what you're going to adhere to. You can't use the pistols. You can't use half the SMGs. You can't use half the assault rifles. You can't use like one of the sniper rifles. If you're going to make everything viable, then make everything viable. Don't make it to where I need to run a Deagle, or I need to run a 725, or I need to run an M4. Switch it up, you know? Let me have some sort of advantage for running the Uzi. Let me have some sort of advantage for running the Origin 12. You know, give me something to enjoy using those different weapons, those weird weapons, those off-meta weapons. Anyway, now that I ranted for the last 6.5 minutes, I just want to remind everybody, you know, it's going to be a great game. I got it off my chest. I am excited for the future of this game. I'm frustrated as to where it is now, but there's plenty of evidence that we're moving towards a better game. We're moving towards a more fun game. We're moving towards a more balanced game. I'm excited for the future of this game, but man, the meta right now sucks. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting me rant for a couple minutes. This is a little bit more unscripted than most of the other stuff that we do, but I just got home from work and I thought about it and I was like, man, I need to make a video addressing this because it's driving me nuts. But I know people feel the same. I don't even have to ask, oh, drop a comment if you feel the same. I know everybody feels the same. I go on Reddit, I go on Twitter, I see all that shit. Everybody agrees the meta's too hard. So, Infinity Ward, if you hear it, Activision, whoever, Joe Seacott, Ashton, Joel Emsley, whoever, get that meta changed. Let's get this game to the glory where it needs to be, guys. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, you know, hit the bell for the notifications, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching. Crazy Gun Nut out.